So, group training versus one-on-one. Now, let me first tell you that when I opened up my first personal training facility, all I knew was one-on-one training. So it just made sense for me to do the whole one-on-one model, right? And I thought I was pretty cutting edge because for me, I was running 30-minute sessions, where my competitors were running 60-minute sessions. I quickly figured out that I'm using leverage. Leverage, one of the definitions for it in the dictionary, is positional advantage, power to act effectively or efficiently, to improve or enhance, right? One could argue to improve or enhance your economics. So leverage, the best example I can give someone of leverage, not that you guys wouldn't know what it is for someone to be able to buy a $300,000 house by only putting $20,000 or $30,000 down, right? That's the prime example of leverage. And so I thought I was like leveraging the heck out of the fitness industry, and so my personal training businesses were all about that. 30-minute training sessions, clients would buy 12-month programs, they would commit to long-term programs, and then I thought I was really cutting edge because we created something called team training. Team training was you and a friend, you and a spouse, just two people and one trainer. Unbeknownst to me, there were trainers far ahead of me at the time who were doing group training and boot camps. Had no idea. I was clueless about that. For me, I had 52 or 54 trainers that I was in charge of, and 6 or 7 managers, salespeople, right? And let me tell you, people tell me, well, what's the problem with one-on-one training? Look, there is no problem with one-on-one training. If that's what you're passionate about, do it. And if it's just you and your one-on-one clients, like I talked about earlier this morning, do it. Or if you live in such an affluent area that you can truly charge what you're worth, one-on-one training should truly run between $70 and $100 per session, not per hour, per session. Those sessions should be around 30 minutes long. The average Mr. and Mrs. Jones does not need 60 minutes. And if you think that 30 minutes is not enough, I will put on my workout shorts tomorrow morning and I will train you personally for 30 minutes, and I promise you, even the person in the greatest shape in here will feel that they don't need anything more than that 30-minute session. However, the world being what it is, not all of us live in the most affluent area. We don't have the capabilities to sell training for $70 to $100 per session. And even if we do, the number one thing we experience is soon, within 4 to 5 months, if we're lucky, the client says, gosh, can't afford this anymore. I need to cut my costs. And one of the first things they cut is that one-on-one training. I experienced that. So as a one-on-one trainer, we end up not only dropping our prices, but also constantly having to fill the funnel, right? Because we always have drop-off. Now, that's not a model that's sustainable. That's not a model that's transferable. That's not a model that's reliable. Doesn't work. And so when I started seeing group training and boot camps, I was like, gosh, I think there's something here, one on many. And to me, it made sense because I had employees. I knew that one of the biggest problems, so if you don't want to do the whole one-on-one as in me and you and that's it, you say, well, gosh, I'm going to still offer one-on-one training, but then I'm going to have some other trainers training for me as well on a one-on-one basis. Great. Now your income grows, but so does your payroll. So does the amount of problems you have. Robert Allen, who wrote the book, what did he write? Not Getting Everything You Can Out of All You Got. Nothing Down. He wrote a book called Nothing Down. Thank you. Talks about how employees are ticking time bombs. And that's true. When you have a mass amount of employees, they do become ticking time bombs because you can't have quality control with mass amounts of trainers. I had 50-something trainers that I was managing. It was a challenge to get quality trainers. And if I wanted to get the best trainers, who I thought had the amazing personality and great work ethic, I'd have to pay them a ridiculous amount, which made my profit margin smaller. I talked about that this morning. So I had a trainer who I thought was amazing, but one trainer got a client pregnant. Another trainer was stealing $4,000 a month under the table. Another trainer answered his cell phone while training a client and was going off with the F-bombs to his mom while training a client. 3 different locations, 3 different trainers. This is the stuff that I know of. Imagine what happened behind my back, right? I was happy to have sold my locations. On the flip side, you look at boot camp and group training programs. You can have 4 or 5 employees. John and Kara, between your 2 locations, how many employees do you have total?
Trainers?
Just trainers, sorry.
3 trainers and like 7 employees.
3 trainers total and 7 employees, which means assistants and so on, right? Okay. So really, a staff of 7 manages how many clients total between all your both locations? 200 plus clients. Imagine that with one-on-one training. You would need 12 trainers. I can tell you that. And you can't, now you can hire 4 quality trainers or 3 quality trainers in their case. You can't hire 12 quality trainers on a one-on-one basis. You just can't. And so when you look at the leverage factor, and you look at one-on-one, well, even in the best case scenario, you might be charging $70 per session. I'd rather charge $25 per session for group training, train 5 to 8 people, and do anywhere from $125 to $150, $160 in that same session time, right? So again, that's leverage. Earn more dollars per hour. People who pay less per month stay longer in duration. Leverage. I don't want to keep filling up the funnel. I want to fill it up once and just keep topping it off through referrals. Interestingly, I come from a place of one-on-one training, so if you look at the PT business course, it's like over 38 different marketing strategies. Why? Because I had to get creative with marketing because one-on-one training was so expensive, we would have drop-off. Even delivering the best possible service that we could, we had severe drop-off, right? Attrition. And so I had to keep finding creative ways to fill the funnel, from referrals to print ads, online, contests, emails. I don't want to come up with a lot of marketing strategies. I love the idea of boot camp. We use those same marketing strategies to build the business up, and then referrals and some email marketing promotions, right? Front-end offers like the 14-day Fat Furnace, 21-day Rapid Fat Loss Program, 28-day Flat Belly Program to just top off the clientele base. That's a sustainable business. That's a business where the revenue grows, payroll doesn't grow as fast, and so the gap in between is profit. The average Fit Body Bootcamp location is bringing in between 40 and 55% profit margins. When I ran a personal training facility, we were hovering around 16% at our best location. 16% profit margins. It's horrible, horrible. Gross income feeds the ego. Profits feed the family, right? So when people tell me, well, I do $30,000 a month, $50,000 a month, I go, what's your take home? About $4,000. How much do you work? Like 14 hours a day. $4,000 a month, 14 hours a day, you can get a job and make more money, right? I could have gotten a job and made more money. However, I found a problem back in the day with boot camps. I was limited in my belief system. I was like, gosh, you're training people in parks, in parking lots, basketball courts, at the beach. What about the weather? What if you get kicked out of parks? And then soon enough, cities started to kick people out. And that's when we came up with the idea of indoor boot camps. That's when we started seeing personal trainers doing group training. 4, 5, 6, 7. Nathaniel, what was the one simple thing we did that boosted your income? We added one more person to his group training program. One more person to his group training program. He went from 6 people to 7 people. That's it. Leverage. Right? Amazing. Clients didn't care that there was a 7th person. It was all 100% profit by adding that one extra person. 100% profit. You can't do that with personal training. Not on a one-on-one basis. Again, I'm not knocking it. I'm telling you the pain that I experienced. And if you're hell-bent on doing one-on-one, great. But if you want to learn about group training and boot camps, I'll explain it to you. The cold, hard facts. Boot camps and group training programs allow for more dollars per hour. Obviously, I explained that, right? Train someone for an hour, you charge them $70, $80 an hour, or you train 5 people in that same hour at $25 per session, and you got $125 in that hour. Makes total sense. And by the way, you could lose that one client, you're screwed. You lose one of those 5 clients, big deal, right? Talk about leverage. If I have 15 one-on-one clients and half of them go, I'm screwed. I have 50 Boot camp clients, half of them go, that's okay, I still have the other half, right? I can still get referrals from the other half. If half of my one-on-one clients go, what am I stuck with? 5 people? So the build-out and setup for boot camps run 50 to 75% less than one-on-one personal training studios. I should know, I ran them, right? Payroll for boot camps are 1/3 of one-on-one personal training. That's the biggest factor. Payroll and staff. Big hassles. Payroll for boot camps are 1/3. So that means the rest of the money is profit for you. Payroll for group training programs are 1/2 of one-on-one personal training. In other words, boot camps are more profitable than group training. Group training is more profitable than one-on-one. More clients equals business stability. Like I said, if I have even 20 one-on-one clients, if half of them leave because of some economic crisis, now I've got 10 people that I can ask for referrals. If I have 100 boot camp clients and half of them leave, I still have 50 people I can ask for referrals. I can refill that funnel up quickly. More clients equals business stability. So who is the ideal client for group training and boot camp? Well, let's talk about that. I looked at some metrics, and we learned that less than 3% of the population in any city is considered affluent. And when you look at your who does one-on-one training? Raise your hand. Would you say that your clients are considered affluent if you do one-on-one training? Raise your hand if you would say your clients are affluent. Okay, almost the same people, right? So they're either going to be affluent or they're going to be that other number at the bottom. They're going to be part of the professional middle class. So you look at the third bullet there, or the second bullet, 40 to 60% of the city's population is considered middle class. 10 to 12% of that middle class is considered the professional middle class. So really when you look at it, best case scenario, you take the 3% and the 10 to 12%, and you have anywhere from 12 to 15% of a city's population who's qualified to do one-on-one personal training. I don't like those odds. So the affluent and the professional middle class can afford one-on-one training. Got it. 10, 12, maybe 15%. The entire middle class, however, total of 45 to 60% of your city can afford group training or boot camp. What a difference. What does that mean? Your same marketing efforts has a greater impact on the community. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a minute, more people can afford my services. True, maybe you charge a little less. Maybe you're okay with that, with adjusting your lifestyle. But most people believe and have the belief system that one-on-one personal training is too expensive for them, and it's only for the affluent, the people who live up there. And I'm part of the middle class, and it's not right for me. And the middle class goes to a gym, or they'll find the person running a boot camp or group training program that's charging 1/3 of what a personal trainer charges per month, and they'll commit to that program. So I don't know about you, but I'd rather cast the net over 40 to 60% of my city than only 10 or 12 or 15% of my city. Bigger pond to fish in is what group training and boot camps allow for. Now, what about the marketing? Well, group training and boot camps offer far more creative marketing funnels. You can run a Groupon program, a living social program for boot camps. Why? Because if you have a boot camp or a group training program that's got 10, 15, 20 people in there, you can put another 5 or 10 people in there. It's not going to cost you any more, right? As long as you've got the space, you can put more bodies in there. It's not going to cost you more. You can't run a 4-week Groupon promotion for $59, right? Like Jeff talked about earlier. Groupon is paying you and giving you leads at the same time. However, as a one-on-one trainer, you can't run that promotion and train people one-on-one for 4 weeks for $59. You can do that with a boot camp. So you've got more creative marketing opportunities. If you have an email list, you can run the 14-day Fat Furnace program for your Groupon or for your boot camp or your group training program. Again, just put them right into the groups for those 14 days. You can't train people one-on-one for 14 days. Even if you're like, hey, it's 14 days, it's only going to be 2 sessions a week. Got it, that's still 4 sessions. You're going to train people for 4 sessions one-on-one for $67? And how many people are going to train that way? All day long, I'll put 30 to 40 people in my funnel that way, train them for 14 days. Sometime during the 14 days, sit them down for a one-on-one consultation, sell them on staying. What is the best way to do that? Hey, you paid $67 for this 14-day promotion? Tell you what, commit to staying on board with my boot camp, and I'll take $67 off your first month, essentially making your 14-day Fat Furnace program for free. You can get creative. You can't do that with one-on-one. The margins don't allow for that. And so all of a sudden when we discovered that you can go and get creative this way, it started to make sense. Less employees, higher profit margins, more marketing abilities, and you're casting a bigger net over a bigger market. And if anybody says, yeah, but you can't get people in shape like you can with one-on-one training, I call bullshit on that. And I call bullshit on that because I ask you to go and sit across Alan Cosgrove. I will pay for you to spend half an hour with Alan Cosgrove, who will show you the science, show you the case studies. Because he came out, we paid him $5,000 or $6,000 to come out to the Fit Body Bootcamp World Conference, and he showed study after study after study that group training people were more competitive by nature. They stuck to the program longer because there was a community, a sense of community. Because the price points were lower, they stayed longer in duration. They referred more because they didn't think that their friends couldn't afford the program. Lower price point, oh, my friends could afford this. I had the hardest time getting my one-on-one clients to give me referrals. Like, hey, why don't you tell your friends and coworkers about me? Bedros, they can't afford you. Let them decide, man. Just give me the referral. Right? Fuck! Stop it. Let them decide. And I would get so irritated. Ironically, when I opened up Chino Hills Boot Camp, we didn't even have Fit Body Boot Camp then. It was just called Chino Hills Boot Camp in a park, Butterfield Ranch Park. I was getting referrals left and right because it wasn't $400 to $600 a month anymore. And I was charging $299 a month. And people were like, it's a steal of a deal. Get people all day long. Longer indoctrination time. See, when you're doing one-on-one training and you run a promotion, you might be able to give away 1 free session, maybe 2 free sessions, maybe 3 if you're living on the edge, right? However, with boot camps, group training programs, I can give away 14 days, 21 days, 28 days. Let you make friends in my program. Let you feel the results. Indoctrinate you. That's what's happening, an indoctrination process, right? You ever had that thing where you hear a song the first time, you're like, that was a crappy song. Second time, third time, all right, this is really cool. For me, it was the actual opening music for Sons of Anarchy. Like, what the hell is this? After a while, I'm like nodding along. You know, that's indoctrination, right? And the more you can indoctrinate people, the more likely you are to convert them. If I can give you better results over 14 days than over just 1 session, you're going to buy a program from me. You're going to stay, you're going to pay, you're going to refer. So let's talk about retention rates. One-on-one. And remember, every year I do a survey of 53,000 trainers, right? On my list, on my 22,000 person fan page now, and to my personal page, which is like 5,000 or 6,000 people on Facebook. On average, one-on-one clients will stay with you 3.5 months. On average. Now, you got people who are with you for years. I get that. I had that too. But on average, 3.5 months. Group training, on the other hand, boot camps, especially indoors, by the way. We found there was a 5-month difference between outdoor boot camps and indoor boot camps. Guess why? The weather. right? When the weather's nice, everyone's out there. Spring, summer, fall comes, it's a little cold, it's a little darker, attrition. So indoor boot camps, 13-month stick rate, on average. Now, in our Fit Body Bootcamp private Facebook group that we have, I posted the question, because I'm being conservative with this 13 months. Everybody who answered was like, yeah, people stay, if they stay about past 6 months, they're typically going to be there for years. For years, because it's $197 or $247 a month. Far better than $400 to $600 to $800 a month. Higher referral rates, and I told you about this, right? Again, first, you have more people that you can ask for referrals. Second, they don't pre-qualify you. You go, okay, your prices are reasonable. I can tell more of the people in my circle of influence. But with one-on-one, man, that was not the case. They can't afford you, Bedros, and that would chap my hide. It's like, well, you can afford me, you see value in me, but you're telling me your friend can't afford me? So, building the business. How do we build a group training program? Now, before I tell you this, is there anyone wondering how do you go from one-on-one training to group or boot camps without losing clients? Raise your hand if you're wondering that. All right, I'm going to teach you that first before I teach you how to get those clients. Because that's the scariest part. Write this number down. Cable, are you in here? Cable, stand up. He might already be standing up. That was a joke. All right, he's not in here. The math. Guys, if you guys were in the mastermind yesterday, was the math multiplied by 2 divided by 3? Okay. So all of you, whatever your one-on-one rates are right now, take that one session rate, multiply it by 2, divide it by 3. That is going to be your session rate for group training, right? So if you charge $50 an hour right now, you multiply it by 2, which makes it 100. You divide it by 3, which makes it $33.33, right? So you went from $50 to $33 a session for group training. That's anywhere from 3 to 6 to 7 people. For boot camps, the sweet spot is between 127 and 247. Why that big? Well, it depends on where you are in the country. And it also depends on, are you just starting, or have you been around for a year or two? Because one might argue, well, hey, wait a minute, I'm in the Midwest, and people can't afford that kind of money. Yes, they can. Stephanie Flynn, what do you charge per month if I just want to do month to month?
Month to month, $197.
$197. Do you have a fair number of people paying you $197?
Some. The 12-month, month to month is $127.
Okay. And how much did you start charging when you first started your Fit Body Bootcamp?
It was like around $97.
Okay. So she started at $97 a month. And I told her that each time that you get 20 clients, we're just going to bump the price up a little bit per month, per new client. Only on new clients. So the first 20 clients pay $97 indefinitely. The next 20 clients will pay maybe $5 or $10 more per month. The next 20 clients, $5 or $10 more. Now, as her popularity grows in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is certainly not Manhattan, it's not Santa Monica, it's not Beverly Hills, it's not Newport Beach, and she's got plenty of competition where she's at, she keeps raising her rates, making near $30,000 a month. And so it doesn't matter where you're at, as long as your local celebrity grows, you can keep ratcheting up your price points. So for boot camps, the price points are $127 to $290 or to $247 a month, right? And then I told you what the formula is if you're one-on-one and how you switch over to group. Or if you want to switch over to boot camps, I suggest you start at $127 to $197, eventually get to $247. Now, that said, how do we take these one-on-one clients and convert them over? First of all, you have to let them know that you found something newer, better, more awesome, right? No one wants to go, oh, hey, Mrs. Jones, guess what? I found a better way to leverage and make more money and work less. And so I'm going to take you and you and you and smash you into a group, right? On the flip side, keep in mind your clients love you, right? They want the best for you. They're proud of you. And sometimes we forget that. I had forgotten that. And so you go to your client and say, look, Mrs. Jones, I was just at a conference in Orange County, California. There was personal trainers from 12 different countries there, 500 trainers total. And I learned this new strategy where I can give you faster results and save you money. Tell me more, right? So it's the Oreo cookie sandwich. Good news, bad news, good news. Right? So the good news is I was in Orange County, this conference for trainers, and I learned this new strategy where I can give you faster results, better results, and it'll cost you less money. That's the good news. Now the bad news, and you're not going to say the bad news, but the bad news to them is going to be, so moving forward, Mrs. Jones, we're not going to do one-on-one training anymore. We're going to try this new system. That's the bad news. And then back to good news again. And what's great about this is we're going to try this new system out for 30 days, and if you decide you don't like it, but I know you will, just let me know, and we'll figure out another solution. You never said that we're going to go back to one-on-one. You said we'll figure out another solution. First and foremost, you want to put that out there so they know, because people do kind of hate change, are afraid of change, but if they know that there's a hope that if I don't like this, what are you doing? You're doing a risk reversal. You're guaranteeing them, essentially, that if you don't like the group training or the boot camp program we're about to do, then we'll find another solution. So as far as they're concerned, we might go back to one-on-one. And here's what's going to happen. 98% of your clients are going to love the group training or boot camps because you're going to say, hey, by the way, so if you decide to do group training, you say this is your new price point. And you just take your per session rate, multiply it by 2, divide it by 3. Or if you're doing group training or boot camps, moving forward, you're not going to pay X amount of dollars. You're only going to pay $197 a month. And we're doing this in a group. It's going to be a little competitive. It's going to be fun, camaraderie, teamwork, and I promise you're going to get faster results. And if I were you guys, anyone doing 60-minute workouts should do 30-minute workouts. I mean, you experienced 30-minute workouts today. Pretty intense, plenty challenging. Would you agree, those of you who did boot camp this morning, one of our Fit Body Boot Camp style workouts, that that's plenty challenging for your clients? Yeah. And so that's how you're going to do it. Again, for the next 30 days, we're going to try out this new system, and you decide what it's going to be, group training or boot camp, right? And you just try it out. That's it. Now, for a little bit of time, you might take a dip in your income. That's okay, because that very month, you start deploying these new strategies that you learned that you can't typically do as a one-on-one trainer to market your business. Go to Groupon. Go to Living Social. Send out the 14-Day Fat Furnace email broadcast to your list. Run transformation contests, right? I mean, you could run a transformation contest, $97, 6-week transformation contest, tell everybody on Facebook, tell all your clients to let their friends know. You'll easily get 30 people in there for the next 6 weeks, and for 6 weeks, you're changing their lives. On week number 4, 5, and 6, you set up one-on-one times where you can sit with them and go through the closed clients process, convert them into paying clients, and you're good to go. So what are some of the marketing strategies you can use in group training and boot camp? The human billboard system. Now, each of these I'm going to go into greater detail tomorrow. And what I wanted to share with you here are some of the free and low-cost marketing strategies, which also, by the way, happen to be some of the best performing ones. Now, I'll tell you this. You'll also find something that all these marketing strategies have in common, or at least most do. They're going to put you out of your comfort zone. It's going to take talking to people, potentially getting rejected. Where's Daniel from yesterday's meeting? Daniel, my man. If you guys were on my blog, thank you for standing up. Can I let everybody know that you're a Mormon? Can I let everybody know that you're a Mormon? Too late, the cat's out of the bag. He's a Mormon! Here's why. If you were on my blog or got that email from me, the case study that Cable talked about, Daniel's that guy. He was broke. He didn't have any clients. He's in a big box gym. He started going to every single person who's working out in a big box gym and said, hey, looks like you're working out on the treadmill here. Have you done weights yet? No. Would you mind stopping that thing? And since I have 20 minutes to kill, I'm a personal trainer. Mind if I train you for free? No. No, train me. All right, so he just puts them through a great workout. Now he's already hired 2 trainers. He's looking for a 3rd one. How long has it been?
August 1st.
Since August 1st. Not too long, a few months, right? Now, why am I bringing up the Mormon factor? Because the Mormon religion is the fastest growing religion on the planet. You've probably heard me say this before. Interestingly, those guys on the bikes, apparently Daniel used to be one of them, so he can vouch for this. For every 100 doors they knock on, 99 of the people say, go away, shoo, no thank you, not interested. So they have to knock on 100 doors to get one person to become a Mormon. Yet it's the fastest growing religion on the planet. What does that tell you? Get out of your comfort zone, stay out of your comfort zone. Be willing to deal with rejection, right? Nothing exciting happens when you're in the box, man. I'm telling you. Human billboards is that thing. Whenever Steve used to coach people for Fit Body Boot Camp on getting human billboards, I'd overhear the conversation. Did you get human billboards? And I'd hear yes. And Steve always said, get 30 to 40 human billboards. And he'd ask him, how many did you get? 4, 5. It's not working for me. Why? Well, my human billboards aren't performing. That's because the 80-20 rule applies, guys. 80-20 rule. So you need 30 people, 30 human billboards, because only 20% of them are going to be actual people who go out and get you the referrals. They're going to be your human billboards. The 80% are not, right? And so I'll explain tomorrow how you're going to run human billboard contests. But you need 30 to 40 people because the 80-20 rule applies. And the 80-20 rule says 20% of the people bring in 80% of the money. So that means if I have 20 human billboards, only 5 of those 20 human billboards are actually going to be out there getting me leads. The other 15 are just going to be getting workouts. So if I had 40 people, now I've got 10 human billboards that are performing. So if you only get 4, you're lucky if you get 1 who performs. Lunch and learns. We talked about this last week on the webinar or the webcast. This is a brilliant way to do business. Again, I'll go into greater detail about it tomorrow. However, there's local businesses in your community right now, and I saw John and Kara send out a brilliant email. That was excellent. They sent out an email to their entire list saying, hey, we just want to help more businesses in our community, more people in our community. So if you know a local business, John's like, what email? Is that what you asked?
I didn't know you read them.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm a big fan, dude. Come on. And it says something to the effect of, hey, if you know any local businesses here in Chino Hills that we can help out, we'd like to come to your facility and do a lunch and learn. So your clients probably either work at a place already or own the place where you can go do a lunch and learn. And I thought that was a brilliant strategy. You've got an email list. I've been teaching you how to build an email list for years. Send out an email. Hey, if you work at a place that has 10 to 100 employees and you want us to come and do a free lunch and learn, we'll teach you how to read food labels, teach you the top 5 exercises to burn fat, then email me because I'm looking for 3 businesses this month to come over and help. Absolutely free, no strings attached, nothing to sell you, nothing. Right? You'll have plenty of lunch and learns to do. And my current blog post on ptpower.com gives you the email swipe files to send out and the phone script to use. Excuse me. Referral challenges. Oh, I love these. When I owned Chino Hills Boot Camp, this was my #1 marketing strategy. The first thing I did to build my business was I put up 142 yellow and black political signs all over the city on a Thursday night. I loaded up the back of my Toyota, or not Toyota pickup, it was a Chevy Tahoe at that point, with like 300 signs because I was ambitious. But we have a small town in Chino Hills, and so every exit and on-ramp of the 71 freeway there that cuts through Chino Hills had a yellow and black sign, 21 inches by 14. Free fitness boot camp, Butterfield Ranch Park, 8 a.m. Saturdays, chbootcamp.com on both sides. And because it was yellow and black, yellow sign, black font, I could just stand at the end of my city and look, and it was just like these little army of signs, right? Like, oh yeah, this is going to work. Thursday night, I did this. All day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. It was up by Monday morning. Every single one was taken down, and we got a call at my house saying, we're going to charge you like $20 per sign if you ever do this again. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. They never charged me. I never put another one up. I still have a whole garage full of these signs. However, we got over 300 people to chbootcamp.com to opt in to our website for a free Saturday boot camp, which was going to start in 3 weeks. I also sent a press release, a tiny little one, to our local newspaper, the Chino Hills Champion, and I said, hey, you know, I'm doing these free Saturday boot camps because I'm a local personal trainer, and I want to help out our community. Chino Hills falls in the top 200 fattest cities in the nation. And if it fell in the top 1,000, I would have said top 1,000. It doesn't matter. There's thousands of cities, right? So you just have to Google, where does my city fall? You could be in the top 10. You could be the number 1. You could be in the top 10,000. It doesn't matter. You can say, and I said, my goal is to take us out of the top 200 fattest cities. And for that to happen, I want to help people who can't afford personal training by teaching them how to work out for free on Saturdays. For the next 4 Saturdays, I'm doing this starting this particular Saturday. So I already had 300 people on my list. And I told them when the date was that it's going to start. I told Chino Hills Champion. They said, hey, we'll come out and we'll take pictures of you training these people. So of the 300 people, we had about 140 people show up on the first Saturday. About 100 people the second Saturday. About 60 people the third. Right? It does dwindle down. But the ones that stayed by the 4th Saturday, I was pitching them, hey, we're starting this thing 5 days a week now because you guys asked for it. And I started off with 15 people paying $2.99 a month. See, I came from the one-on-one space. For me, $480 a month for a one-time-a-week personal training was cheap. $680 was for 3 times a week. So the way I looked at it is $2.99 a month is a smoking deal. It's all perspective, isn't it? Little did I know that boot camps out there were charging like $97, $127. But for me, $2.99 is a smoking deal. And because I was that cocky and confident about it, 15 people who came for free converted to $2.99. Those 15 people later became my number 1 referral sources. Hey guys, this week, if you just tell a friend, family member, coworker to come work out with you for free, if they decide to get on board with my program, you get next month for half off. So instead of $2.99, they paid $150 the following month. Of my 15 people, I had 3 or 4 champions who would just send referral after referral, referral after referral. And when new people would come on board, because they always, still building my list, and so I'd make offers, the 14-day Fat Furnace offer, come try us out for a week offer, right? All of my boot camp clients were just selling them the whole time. All I had to do was at the end of those 7 days or 14 days, so do you want to pay in full, or do you want to just pay $2.99 a month? Because if you pay in full, I'll knock off $100 a month. That was my sales pitch at a park bench. It's cheaper than personal training. People came on board left and right. The only reason I even opened up Chino Hills Fit Body Boot Camp, or Chino Hills, you guys know Chino Hills Fit Body, Chino Hills Boot Camp, I'm so used to boot camp with Fit Body. The only reason I opened it up is because I had no experience with boot camps, and I was so fascinated about this model that was almost perfect because it was in a park, but some people were running it 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and I was like, I see so many flaws with it, but it's almost perfect. Not a lot of employees, high profit margins. Yeah, there's the temperature and the weather that issue, and there's a park, and so you might get kicked out, but this could be right. This could be a good model. And so I wanted to try it out myself. Like, holy cow, this worked. And once we figured out that we can move it indoors, we could do EFT, like personal training business. Excuse me. We have a bigger market to sell to. Done. Today with Fit Body Boot Camp, we'll get flat screen TVs, 42-inch flat screen TVs, put it up in their boot camp, big marker board just like this, and the flat screen TV is right down here with the big red bow, and it says, win me, with a sign, little arrow, right? Easy enough. We got a little leaderboard here, and all month long, all they got to do is send referrals. Just send me referrals. Every referral you send me, you're more likely to win, right? You got a little check mark. The person with the most check marks at the end of the month wins the flat screen TV. Not a bad way to do that. You can't do that with personal training business. You don't have enough people. You don't have enough horsepower to do that. Free Saturday boot camps. I told you about this. If you run group training or boot camp programs, this is a great way to do it. Remember I talked about earlier this morning, community outreach? find out where your city falls on the fittest and fattest cities of the nation, write a press release, turn it in, tell local businesses that, hey, I'm a personal trainer, I'm running a free Saturday boot camp for the next 4 Saturdays. The trick to this is, guys, do not do it indefinitely. Do it for the next 4 Saturdays and then take 4 or 5 Saturdays off. Do it for the next 4 Saturdays, right? What does McDonald's do with the McRib sandwich? Seasonal, exactly. Is Fernando in here? Was it you that was all excited about the McRib sandwich at the HQ? No? Oh, you don't want to be on the spot now. No, he doesn't eat McRib. Somebody was. Somebody at the HQ was just pumped up about the McRib sandwich because they had a billboard out there. It's back, the McRib, right? But then they take it away. They pump more styrofoam in it and bring it right back. Yeah. That's what you want to do with the free Saturday boot camps. Otherwise, it'll lose its sizzle. And it's a community outreach thing. Hey, you can't afford my boot camp? That's okay. You can't afford to get a gym membership? That's okay. Hey, local businesses. Hey, list. Every Saturday for the next 4 Saturdays, come to my boot camp. Free workout. You walk away with a report on a meal plan. After the 4 weeks, don't you think they know, like, and trust you more? They went from the online space to the in-person space. You've high-fived them. They got to sweat. They got to experience the workout. Maybe you put some of your clients on those Saturday boot camps so they can do some pre-selling for you. It's a good idea. I had Joanne. I had Toy. I had Andrea. And I made sure those 3 women were always at the Saturday boot camps when I was offering them for free because they were my advocates. They were selling for me. Hey, you realize you can't just come every Saturday and expect to get in shape, right? You got to come here like 3 or 4 days a week like we do. Yeah, just talk to Bedros. At the end of the workout, Bedros, this person wants to talk to you about the boot camps. All right, I guess, right? I mean, your clients will do that for you. They love you. Those Saturday boot camps are priceless. And it's so under the radar because it's a free thing you're doing for the community. Email promotions. I think I'm actually kind of doing my presentation for tomorrow now. So I got to learn some jokes and crack some jokes tomorrow. Email promotions. 14-day fat furnace. 16-day sexy slim down. 21-day rapid fat loss program. 28-day flat belly program. 6-week ambassador challenge. 6-week transformation challenge. All of these email promotions that are available to you. Who has FitPro newsletter? Raise your hand. If you have FitPro newsletter, all of these promotions are available to you, pre-written. I've written them. Can I tell you something? Like I told the mastermind people yesterday, there's a $42 million company right here in Orange County who pays me a lot of money to write their email broadcasts. I write them for you for free if you're a FitPro newsletter customer. I write emails that convert. They convert big. All you have to do is hit send. Put your contact info in there, where I put the little bracket that says your phone number, your email address, your city name, and hit send. Those email promotions convert. Here's the trick to email promotions, in case you want to run your own. And you're more than welcome to take any of my promotions. And by the way, 3 of those 7 that I listed off are available for free on my blog, ptpower.com. Right? So you can just go to ptpower.com, in the search box, search for 14-day fat furnace. Voila, there's a promotion. 21-day rapid fat loss, there's the 3 email sequences. Just send them out on the days that I tell you to. Use the subject lines that I give you. Don't try and get creative with your own subject line. Odds are your email's not going to outpull mine. Right? You can out-train people better than me, but you can't out-email write me. I promise you that. And so, you send these emails out, and the trick to this is they have to be under $100. As soon as the price goes over $100, response drops. And they can't be 8 weeks long, 10 weeks long, 12 weeks long. 6 weeks, we're pushing the envelope. The sweet spot is between 14 days and 28 days. So the best programs are between 14 days and 28 days because people don't want to commit. They don't know you yet. They're on your email list. They see the case study emails you're sending out, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to commit to something long-term with high dollar amounts. However, if you're able to give them a 14-day program, 16-day, 21-day, 28-day program, and keep it under $100, you just took a high-end program and made it an impulse purchase, right? They buy that on an impulse. Now, what are we doing with Fit Body Boot Camp that I highly encourage you to do? Don't think that that's the money that you want to hold on to, the money that you just got from that 14-day promotion or that 21-day promotion. Over those 14 days, you're going to take that money you got for $67 or 47 bucks, whatever it is, and you love them up for those 14 days, for those 16 days. We give them T-shirts, we give them coffee mugs, the rubber bracelets, $5 gift cards to Starbucks with a handwritten thank you card, 2 weeks, 2 or 3 workouts into their program, encouraging them. We give them so much love and encouragement and reciprocity so that at the end or near the end of that promotional period, when we sit with them and go through the close clients process, which, by the way, like I talked about earlier, only 3 minutes of it is selling. Majority of it is education, where you become the assistant buyer. This is where they feel so much reciprocity. You gave them an amazing experience. They got results. Either feel more energetic, maybe lost a couple pounds in that time. They got a T-shirt, a coffee mug. They got to know people in the boot camp. Why would they not sign up? There's so much reciprocity. So don't be short-sighted by hoarding on to that money. Spend at least some of it back on them during the trial period, and I promise you, you're going to have such a loyal, committed client. It's amazing. Deal of the day promos. Enough people talked about it today already, so I'm not going to beat this to death. But you can do this with boot camps and group training programs. What you don't want to do, you don't want to sell a punch card. You don't want to sell a number of workouts. Those don't work well because people will buy 6 workouts and they'll use it over 6 months. Exactly. Have you experienced that? Yeah, right? Don't do that. 6 weeks of unlimited, 3 weeks of unlimited, 10 days of unlimited boot camp. That's what you want to sell. Unlimited sounds like a shit ton, right? But really, in 14 days, how many times are you going to come, Mrs. Jones? You were just spending the last 8 years on the couch. You're probably only going to come 4, maybe 5 times in those 2 weeks because you're going to be so sore, right? But if they feel like they have 6 sessions, boy, I'm just going to nibble a little bit at a time, and that's it. I'll use this one, I'll wait 5 years, and I'll come and use another one, right? Don't do that because then you screw up your sales process. Go, hey, you want to buy some pro? No, I still have 5 left, but it's been 9 years. You bought 6 fucking sessions. How do you have 5 left, right? You can't do that. You're screwing up your sales process. Don't do that. 14 days of unlimited, 21 days of unlimited, 28, 6 weeks of unlimited boot camp or group training. That's it. Tell your Groupon rep, this is what I want to do. I promise you I'll get them better results this way. Nitin Chota. Hey, man. It's like a giant Indian. So awesome. He won the first Land Rover. Nitin. Anyways, onward. Yes. Yes. I never walk into an event and get applause, but he does. It's great. So do you guys understand the trick to Deal of the Day programs? And I'll explain more of it tomorrow, because tomorrow's presentation is going to be pretty quick, because I did more than half of it now. Facebook case studies, props, and stalking. Again, Sean took this to a whole new level, but you can do this with group training, but you can't do it with one-on-one. You can do this with boot camps, but you can't do it with one-on-one. If I've got a boot camp that's working out, and if I take a picture of Mrs. Jones and Mr. Jones and Mrs. Smith, by the time they get home, I post it onto their Facebook wall, and I just give them some props. Hey, Mrs. Jones, great job on those planks. Mr. Jones, great job on those smash balls. You really brought the energy today. And I tag him. And I tag my Facebook fan page. Now, any of his friends or her friends who like or comment on that picture that I posted up, what do? I stalk them. But how do you stalk them? Not on the wall. Private message. Private message, because you don't want to be that creepy guy. Hey, I'm the trainer. Want to work out with me? Right? What do you tell them? Say, hey. So when they hit like, you're going to private message them and say, hey, my name is Bedros. I am Mrs. Jones's personal trainer. Thank you so much for liking that or leaving a comment. I can see that you're really helping your friend get motivated and you're supporting them. So because you're so supportive of your friend, who also happens to be my client, I want to reward you, bless you, by giving you a free week to try us out, or by giving you my 14-day fat furnace to try me out. So you can't give 14 days of personal training away. You can give 14 days of boot camp away. And they're like, oh, wow. Now remember, Robert Cialdini talks about this in his book, Influence. You have to give people a reason why. You see, that's the perfect reason why. That picture and the props is the perfect reason why. Because you're supportive of your friend, I want to reward you. So it's like, well, what's the catch? People have a secondary conversation in their head. Why are you doing this? Are you trying to sell me something? No! No, because you are so supportive of your friend, I'd like to offer you a free 2-week trial or a 14-day fat furnace. Just see if you like it. Because you were so awesome. Now, you do this with enough people, 10 of those emails that you send out. By the way, you shouldn't be sending those emails, by the way, the private messages. Who sends that? Through whose Facebook account? Yours. The assistant sends it as though it's you, right? Mrs. Jones, who's going to be a future client, doesn't want to talk to the minion. She wants to talk to the man or woman up top. That's you. But it's really your assistant. That's the trick to this, right? And they're so appreciative because it's like, wow, great, so social proof. They already come to you referred, essentially. Mrs. Jones referred a client to you, excuse me, without even realizing it. So with that one picture, you gave props to Mrs. Jones and made her feel awesome, something that no other trainer does. You got people from her circle of influence to come to you. And you train them for long enough where you can build value, indoctrinate, and convert. Excuse me. Programs, pricing, and offers. So, the type of programs you're going to run for boot camps and group training are going to be either month-to-month, 12-month, or paid in full. Excuse me as I die here. Bless you. Month-to-month programs, you want to price high, right? There has to be a price contrast between your 12-month committed programs and your month-to-month programs. Great example, Stephanie Flynn with her Fit Body Bootcamp. If you commit to a 12-month program, it's $127 a month. If you just want to go month-to-month automatically, it's still auto-build, by the way, the month-to-month, it's $197. It has to be at least a minimum of $50 difference. Price contrast is important, right? People have to go, oh, well, it just makes sense to go with the 12-month program. The other option is paid in full. Someone commits to a 12-month program, it's the old, oh, by the way. So they'll say, okay, I'll take the 127 12-month program, Stephanie. Okay, Mrs. Jones, fantastic. What form of payment would you like to use? Oh, my Visa. Great. Take the credit card first. Mrs. Jones, by the way, can I tell you how you can save 10% and get a 13th month free? Sure. You know, if you want to pay this program off in full for the next 12 months, I'll save you 10%, give you a 13th month. Would you like to do that? If the answer is yes, swipe it. If the answer is no, swipe it, just for 2 different amounts. Right? That's it. If they say no, don't argue with them. You've already got a program in hand. So you get them to commit to something and then offer them something better. It's human nature. Once I bought, my desire to buy is not satisfied. It's actually agitated. Think about it. When you go to buy something, once you buy one thing off the clothes hanger, the clothes rack, you want to buy more and more and more. That's how we are. You ever buy an info product online? I buy them all the time. I spend a lot of money on info products. I'll take the upsell, I'll take that upsell, and I'll take that upsell. Thank you very much. Right? It's like I just wanted the main product. But the upsells were just too irresistible. This is irresistible. They just committed to 12 months. Why won't I take a 13th month for 10%? If you do this right, 20 to 25% of the time, you will take a 12-month committed program and get it paid in full. And you want it paid in full. Pricing. We talked about this just a second ago. For every 20 clients you get, just bump the price by $20 a month. Right? And you're probably going to ask, well, the people who are getting $20 less, one, you don't raise their price, and two, the people who are the next set of 20 people that come on board, they're not going to care. You know, it's like they're not going to talk, and even if they do talk, you just let them know, look, they were the early adopters, they came on board, that was my prices. Pretty soon my prices are going to go up again, and you're going to be locked in at this low price that you're going to pay. Oh, okay, I get it, right? It's not an issue. Now, of course, we talked about offers. You want to keep them between 14 days and 21, or 14 days and 6 weeks, and under $100 for those offers, the front-end offers, promotions. Holy cow, how long is this PowerPoint? A closer look. So check this out. 20 new clients. It's just a build-up. What I would encourage you to do, if someone's like, oh, I'm unsure about this whole thing, Bedros, great. My challenge to you is started at $99 a month for your boot camp. By the way, go all the way. Be a value adder. 5 days a week, $99 a month. Unlimited access, Mrs. Jones. Because as soon as you go, well, I'm going to do a 3-day a week and a 5-day a week price point. I'm going to have the month-to-month, the 3-month, the 6-month, and the 12-month. Guess what you're doing? Confusing the shit out of the prospect. And guess what confused people do? Nothing. They leave. I need to think about it. I need to talk to my spouse. I need to go do something. Anything but buy from you. Right? Sack, my boy. Anybody like Christopher Walken? Christopher Walken, he's my hero. I love Christopher Walken. Sack, my boy, come take a hold of the woodwind. All right, sorry. So, first 20 clients that you get, $99 a month. Right away, that gives you $1,900 a month in recurring income. Next 20 clients you get, they're going to pay you $120 a month. That gives you $2,400 a month in recurring income. Next 20 clients you get, $140 a month. That gives you $2,800 in recurring income. The next 20 clients you get, $160 a month. Look at that, we're only bumping $20 a month, guys. $20 a month. That's like 70 cents a day, right? $160 a month gives you $3,200 a month in recurring. We're already at $180 a month for the next 20 clients. That's $3,600 a month. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got $14,000 a month in recurring income already. Can you see how all these people who open up Fit Body Bootcamp locations are killing it? But let's keep going. Next 20 clients, $199 a month. Almost $4,000 just added, right? Now we're up to like $17,000, $18,000 a month. That's how you build a business. Just 20 clients at a time. No one's telling you to start at $199 a month. Start at $99. Build your confidence. Build your local credibility. Build your status. Build your celebrity. Got 20 clients? Onward. Onward and upward. Grand total, $17,980 in recurring income, and you got yourself, and actually, you know, some of our Fit Body Boot Camps, like these numbers are, you know, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 clients, 140 clients, you know. Shauna's gotten near 200 clients. Stephanie, how many clients do you have?
About 260 or so.
260 clients. You know, so if you think like, oh, is it possible to get 150, 160 clients? Yeah, it's considered small, right? These are like low-level numbers I'm giving you, and this works. Boop. I found that little button that does that. So, personal training, this is what you take home. If you're doing about 20 grand a month, you're going to take home 15 to 25% with one-on-one personal training if you have everything dialed in. You're really charging what you're worth, right? You're really charging what you're worth doing 30-minute sessions. And then if you have trainers, you're like hardly paying them. Group training, the same $20,000, you're going to take 25 to 35% home. With boot camps, you're going to take 40 to 55% of that $20,000 home. These aren't made-up numbers. These are the numbers across our Fit Body Bootcamp locations. And that's on $20,000 gross, right? So look at that. Just look at that. A personal trainer, one-on-one trainer who does $20,000 a month is going to take roughly $3,000 to $5,000 home. That same trainer training people in a group setting is going to take between $5,000 and $7,000 a month home. That same trainer running boot camps is going to take between $8,000 and $11,000 a month home. Kind of makes sense, right? Thank you very much. Enjoy your break.